She made her debut in a Kannada daily soap and later climbed the ladder by acting in a sandalwood movie. But a hasty decision taken to make some quick bucks landed her behind bars for a lifetime. The woman, along with another, was involved in a series of offences registered across the city in the last 6 months. The cops, who were on the lookout for the duo, finally nabbed them and put them behind bars. So who were they? How did they end up behind bars? Here is a shocking story of artistic thieves in this News 9 crime special.
It was near one of the houses situated in Bashveshwar Nagar that a huge crowd had gathered on one such day. The house belonged to a woman by name Smita Ashok. The people gathered near the house only to witness a serial shooting that was going on from the past 3 days. Smita had rented her house for the purpose of indoor shooting. But she was shocked out of her wits when she learnt that all the valuables were missing after the serial crew vacated. Valuables worth lakhs of rupees were stolen from Smita's house. So who stole it and how? These were the questions that haunted Smita Ashok. At the same time, Smita was confused. She wondered whom to lodge a complaint against with the police. Smita, however, later went to the police station and lodged a complaint. The cops who registered a complaint told Smita that they would soon come out with the results and sent her back. Meanwhile, the cops came to know about a similar case that was registered at the Raja Rajeshwari Nagar police station. The miscreants had targeted Parvatamma's house and made away with all the valuables. What was shocking was the fact that the theft took place when all the members of the house were present. Without the notice of the members of the house, the miscreants had looted the valuables. The cops were surprised and confused on learning about the case. They wondered as to who could be behind the serial thefts registered across the police stations in Bengaluru. What came as a shocker to them was another case registered at the Vijayanagara police station with a similar modus operandi. This time the miscreants had targeted TV serial artist Kavanna, who had gone out for some personal work, was shocked when she returned home and found the locker empty. Kavanna immediately alerted the cops about the same. As days passed, similar cases of thefts increased across the city. The cops were now in a fix as several cases piled up in different police stations and they had taken no action in any of the cases. But one thing was clear: the miscreants targeted only houses that were rented out or belonged to those who were artists performing in the Kannada daily soaps. Hence, the cops went through all such cases registered across various police stations in the last 6 months. The cops also conducted spot visits in several such cases, but there was no clue about the miscreants. Based on the modus operandi of all the cases, the cops suspected that it was someone from the same industry who was behind the serial thefts. But they wondered as to how to approach each one of them and question them. The case turned out to be a jigsaw puzzle. Meanwhile, as the Lok Sabha elections were round the corner, the cops across various police stations did not bother much about the case. It was finally the Raja Rajeshwari Nagar police who took up the matter seriously and began investigations. Inspector Manjunath, along with his team, swung into action to nab the criminals. A team comprising of Sub-Inspector Naresh Nayak and other police officials was formed. The team went through all the files pertaining to cases registered in their station limits. They went through Parvatamma's case too and summoned her and her family for questioning. During questioning, Parvatamma told the cops that several people had visited their house before the theft took place and gave all their details. The cops kept a close watch on all such people, but it was of no use. Parvatamma's daughter constantly spoke about one such woman who frequently came to their house. The woman was a noted TV serial artist and had also made her debut in several sandalwood movies. She was identified as Sujata.
ಇವಳನ್ನ 9 ಗಂಟೆ ಕಳಿಸ್ಬೇಕು. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತನಕ ನಿನ್ನ ರೂಮ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂರಿಸಿರ್ತೀನಿ. ನಿನ್ ಕೆಲಸ ಮುಗಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನನಗೆ ಬಂದು ಹೇಳು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಾ ಇವಳ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬರ್ಬೇಕು. 1000 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರು 900 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಒಪ್ಪಿಸಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ನೀನೇನು ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಡ. ನನ್ನ ಪೆನ್ಷನ್ ಇತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅದನ್ನ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಸಿಗರೇಟ್ ಇತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಸಿಗರೇಟ್ ತಂದಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಆಯ್ತಾ?
The team of cops swung into action and collected all the information about Sujata. According to the information collected, Sujata was a full-time TV serial artist. The cops also came to know that Sujata had helped Parvatamma find a rented house in the locality. During this, Sujata had left her mobile number with Parvatamma. The cops collected the number from Parvatamma and traced it, but the mobile was switched off. Hence, the cops grew more suspicious about Sujata. After this, they did a technical investigation and found the details of the number.
She made her debut in a
ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಿ ಅಂತ ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ ಸೀರೆ ತಗೊಳಕ್ ಬರ್ತಿದ್ರು. ಅವ್ರ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಸುಜಾತ ಪರಿಚಯ ನನಗೆ. 1 ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ ಮುಂಚೆ ಪರಿಚಯ ಆದರು. ಮತ್ತು ನಾನು ಸುಜಾತ ಒಂದು 2-3 ಟೈಮ್ ನಾನು ಇಲ್ದಾಗ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾಳೆ ಮನೆ ಹತ್ರ. ಆಂಟಿ ಪಕ್ಕದ ಮನೆ ಆಂಟಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಕಳಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಒಂದು 3 ಸಲ ಬಂದು ನನಗೆ ಸೈಟ್ ಇದೆ ಕೊಡ್ಸೋಕ್ಕಾಗುತ್ತಾ ಎಲ್ಲಾದರೂ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ಲು. ಸರಿ ನಾನು ಅವರು ನಮ್ಮ ರಿಲೇಟಿವ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಒಬ್ಬರು ಕೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ಕೊಡ್ಸೋದಾದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಕೊಡಿಸ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ಲು, ಜೆರಾಕ್ಸ್ ಪತ್ರ ತೊಗೊಂಬಂದ್ಲು. ಅದು ಸೈಟೊಂದು ಜೆರಾಕ್ಸ್ ಪತ್ರ ತೊಗೊಂಬಂದ್ಲು. ಅದನ್ನು ನೋಡಿ ಸುಮಾರು ಕಡೆ ಕೊಡಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರು. ಅದು ಪತ್ರ ಸರಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ಬೇಡ ಅಂದರು. ಅದನ್ನು ಗಲಾಟೆ ಮಾಡಿ ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ ಇಸ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರು. ಆ ಪತ್ರನೂ ಗಲಾಟೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಇಸ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರು. ಸರಿ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ನಂದು ಇದೇ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ನಂಬರು ಡಿಲೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟೆ. ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ನನಗೂ ಕಲೆಕ್ಷನೇ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ.
But nothing was known. The number turned out to be fake and was not registered. Meanwhile, Parvatamma's daughter revealed another shocking information to the cops, which finally helped them get a breakthrough in the case. It was the fact that Sujata called her several times on the landline and inquired about the houses available on rent. When the cops went through the call list, they came across a number from which calls were received almost every day. The number belonged to none other than Sujata. They traced the tower location of the number and finally found her. She was immediately brought to the police station for questioning.
6 ತಿಂಗಳಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಇವಳು ಯಾರು ರಾಧಾ ಅಂತ ಒಬ್ಳ ಹೆಸರು ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಂಬಂದ್ಲು. ಯಾರಮ್ಮ ನೀನು ಅಲ್ಲೇ ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಲು. ಪಾರ್ವತಿ ಅಂತ ನನ್ನ ಹೆಸರು ಕರೆದ್ಲು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಯಾರಮ್ಮ ನೀನು ಅಂದಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ನನ್ನ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಿ ಫ್ರೆಂಡು ಅಕ್ಕ, ನನಗೆ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಿ 50,000 ದುಡ್ಡು ಕೊಡಬೇಕು, ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಲ್ಲಿ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಟ್ಟೆ ನಾನು ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿಂದ 50,000 ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಟ್ಟೆ ನನಗೆ ಮೋಸ ಮಾಡಿದ್ಲು ಅಂದ್ಲು. ನೀನು ಎಲ್ಲಿರೋದು ಅಂದಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಮೈಸೂರು ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂದ್ಲು. ಸರಿ ನಾನು ಅಂದೆ ಯಾವ ದೊಡ್ಡದ ಮೈಸೂರು ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಅಂದು, ಇಲ್ಲ ಸಣ್ಣದು ಅಂದ್ಲು. ಸರಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ನಾನು ಮಾತಾಡಿದ ಮೇಲೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ಲು, ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಿ ಮನೆ ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅವಳೇ ಹೇಳಿದ್ಲು ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ.
By the way, Sujata was familiar and well-known TV serial artist. She has acted in several Kannada daily soaps like Rangoli, Mangalya and others. Not just serials, Sujata has also acted in a movie. The cops never thought such a famous TV serial artist would turn out to be a serial thief.
ನಾನು ನಮ್ಮ ಅಕ್ಕನ ಮನೆ ಮಲ್ಲೇಶ್ವರಮಲ್ಲಿದ್ದೆ. ಯಾಕಮ್ಮ ಅಂದಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಕ್ಕ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆಲಿ ಅಂದ್ಲು. ಏನು ಹೇಳು ಅಂದೆ. ಎಲ್ಲಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಅಂದ್ಲು. ಮಲ್ಲೇಶ್ವರಮಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದೀನಮ್ಮ, ನಮ್ಮ ಅಕ್ಕನ ಮನೇಲಿ ಅಂದೆ. ಡಿಸ್ಟರ್ಬ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ನ ಅಂದ್ಲು. ಇಲ್ಲಮ್ಮ ಏನು ಹೇಳು ಅಂದಿದ್ದು. ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಕ್ಕ ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಮತ್ತು ಮಾರನೇ ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ನನಗೆ ಸುಂಕುದಕಟ್ಟೆಯಿಂದ ಲೈನಲ್ಲೇ ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾಳೆ. ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದು ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲೊಬ್ಬರು ಮನೆಗೆ ಕೆಲ್ಸಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದೆ. ನಾನು ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಇದ್ಲು, ನಾನು ಎತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಒಂದು ಹುಡುಗಿ ಅಂತೂ ಫೋನ್ ಎತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಯಾವುದೋ ಫೋನ್ ಬರ್ತಿದೆ ಅಂತ. ಸರ್ ಫೋನ್ ಎತ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಮೇಲೆ ಅಕ್ಕ ನಾನು ಮನೆ ಹತ್ರ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ಸರಿ ಒಂದು 10 ನಿಮಿಷ ಇರಮ್ಮ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ನಾನು ಬಂದೆ, ನಾನು ಸುಸ್ತಾಗಿದೆ. ಬಂದವಳು ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡೆ, ನೀರು ಕೇಳಿ ಮತ್ತೋಗಿ ನೀರು ತಂದ್ಕೊಟ್ಟೆ. ನಾನು ನೀರು ತಂದ್ಕೊಟ್ಮೇಲೆ ಆ ನೀರು ಕುಡ್ದವಳು ನನಗೆ ಏನಾಯ್ತೋ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಅವಳು ಟಚ್ ಆದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ನನಗೆ ಜ್ಞಾನ ಇಲ್ಲ.
When Sujata was subjected to interrogation, she revealed that she was the one who made away with the valuables from Parvatamma's house in RR Nagar. The cops were shocked beyond belief when they heard this. Sujata, who wanted to be in the limelight in Kannada daily soaps, now covered her face and tried to avoid coming in front of our cameras. Sujata was accompanied by another woman who was her partner in crime. She was identified as Radha.
ಸುಸ್ತು ನಡುಕ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ಏನೋ ಒಂಥರ ನನಗೆ ಇದಾಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ. ಜ್ಞಾನನೇ ನನ್ನ ಮೈ ಮೇಲೆ ಪ್ರಜ್ಞೆನೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಲಾಟೆ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅವ್ರು ನೋಡಿ ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಪಾರ್ವತಿ ಇಳ್ಕೊತಿದ್ಯಾ ಅಂದರು. ಈ ಥರ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಅವರೇ ಕರ್ಕೊಬಂದು ಗೇಟ್ವರೆಗೂ ಬಿಟ್ಟೋಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಬಿಟ್ಟೋಗಿ ನನ್ನ ಮೇಲೆ ಬರೋ ಅಷ್ಟರಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬೀರು ಎಲ್ಲ ಒಡೆದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಎತ್ಕೊಂಡು 125 ಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಚಿನ್ನ, 2 kg ಇಷ್ಟು ಬೆಳ್ಳಿ ಸಾಮಾನು ಎಲ್ಲ ಎತ್ಕೊಂಡು, ಮತ್ತು ನಾನು ಅವಳು ಮಾಡಿದ ನಂಬರ್ಗೆ ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಫೋನ್ ಎತ್ತುತ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ನಾವು ಸ್ಟೇಷನ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೇಂಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ವಿ. ಕೊಟ್ಟ ಮೇಲೆ ಪೊಲೀಸರೆಲ್ಲ ಬಂದರು, ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಇದು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು.
Soon after the cops arrested Sujata, Radha came to know about this. She switched off her mobile phone and tried to abscond. She also tried to obtain an anticipatory bail, for which she contacted an advocate. The cops, who kept a close watch on her movements, nabbed her with the help of the same advocate. The Raja Rajeshwari Nagar police finally nabbed Sujata and Radha, who confessed to the crime. The cops also recovered all the valuables looted. But how did Sujata end up in such a grave trouble? What made her steal valuable from various houses? This, in fact, is a very interesting story. The RR Nagar police, who arrested Sujata and Radha in the Parvatamma house theft case, came to know that the duo was habitual offenders. They were already arrested once for a familiar case and were out on bail.